all this today?
Go. Go, go, go.
Things just seem so out of control. That's why the things we can control are so important. That's why we're members of our electric co-op. The whole reason the co-op exists is to bring us the electricity we need. So they look out for us. They invest in the best technology you can get, just to keep the power on. Not because they have to. They actually do it because it's the right thing to do.
Imagine this situation. A trusted friend lies to secure a new contract with a business you've been working with for years. How does this make you feel? Do you question your friendship? Do you think about how unfair this is? Of course you do. No one likes being lied to, and everyone wants to be treated fairly. True, fair, good, beneficial. These simple yet powerful words are the foundation for an ethical guide to build personal and professional relationships that will positively shape our world. Utilized by over 1 million Rotarians across the globe, the four-way test has proven to be a valid approach in solidifying relationships between businesses, individuals, and communities. The four-way test has proven to be a valid approach in suggesting that we focus on these things and get it going. Is it the truth? Truthfulness is one of the greatest values held by society due to its inherency in virtually all aspects of life. From raising children to acknowledging the possession of certain privileges over others, honesty becomes a moral responsibility that determines the quality of a person's character. Rotary effectively acknowledges the adversity of others and offers assistance in innumerable ways. Rotary also uses the truth that is the constant state of need in the world to provide humanitarian services and projects that address local and international challenges. Is it fair to all concerned? Fairness is characterized by the just treatment of others with a lack of discrimination in its implementation. Without a strong basis of equity, the goals of providing humanitarian services and advancing goodwill around the world would be unrealistic. Thankfully, members of Rotary use this aspect of the four-way test in addressing global challenges, such as the case of polio-endemic countries. Eradicating polio could only be accomplished through establishing fairness and acknowledging how people's lives will be changed for the better. Just think, India has now been removed from the list of polio-endemic countries due to Rotary's tireless efforts in fighting this senseless disease. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Benevolence and compassion are imperative in Rotary due to the selfless nature the organization exhibits. Consistently focusing on and increasing the output of humanitarian services challenges Rotarians to look outside of themselves and establish empathy with others. This provides a gateway to newfound personal connections without geographic or cultural boundaries. The strength of these relationships is vital to the organization's successful impact on the world. From protecting the environment to evolving economies, Rotary wouldn't be capable of establishing these feats without the kindness of its members and their shared bond of friendship. Will it be beneficial to all concerned? As a renowned service organization, Rotary focuses on local and international concerns. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The purpose of life isn't to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived." Rotarians have offered humanitarian services to a wide variety of individuals across the globe, while gaining the intrinsic benefit of knowing that their service has made a difference. The Rotary family has dedicated itself to serving society and serving each other. The club's strength comes from the core belief that it's more beneficial to give than receive. The four-way test is not only important in establishing relationships, but as a way to aid people in need of relief. Rotary has dedicated its services to the world and has empowered its members to be instrumental agents of change. True, fair, good, beneficial. These 4 words ensure that Rotarians will continue to leave a powerful legacy of ethical prosperity for the world to follow.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What invention has literally swept the nation off of its feet? A broom. Now, what word first comes to mind whenever you think of a broom? Maybe a witch or a maid? Let us see how many honest people we have in here today. How many of you men thought of the word witch, but possibly pictured your wife? Honesty at its finest. Now, all joking aside, what most do not think about is the functionality of a broom. Dr. Rick Rigsby, an inspiring man who had just college graduates in California, emphatically states in his globally viewed speech that a broom is a symbol of what one needs to find within his or herself to make a difference in the world. Rotary Club has found its broom, and it is you, all of you, who choose to make a difference in the world. The primary purpose of a broom is to sweep away any dust or dirt that could potentially make one sick. The bristles are responsible for this task. Rotary International serves just this purpose with the Polio Plus program. For the past 30 years, Rotarians have been combating polio with one goal in mind: to eradicate it completely. Since 1988, the world has seen a 99.9% reduction, with polio only being diagnosed in 3 countries. Not only are Rotarians combating polio, they're also fighting malaria, Alzheimer's, dengue fever, and more. To make a difference in one's life, one must first save a life, which is why they're trying to sweep away these fatal illnesses. Another essential part of the broom, the handle. The handle allows the broom to be functional. Rotary International believes strongly that education is the handle on whether or not people truly make a difference in the world. Rotarians are converging nationally to make a difference in education. They are starting girls' schools in Afghanistan to try to break the shackles of social imbalance. Have they swept away all of the world's international problems? Absolutely not. However, the fact that 500 adults in Detroit alone raised their reading levels by 3 grades strongly implicates that Rotarians are getting a handle on making a difference in education. Even with the evolution of modern technology, the simple broom still remains an essential household item. How many of you do not own a broom? Rotarians have been and will continue to make a difference. Along with fighting illnesses and bettering education, they are promoting peace, providing clean water, saving mothers and children, and so much more. Wow. Take it all in. Day by day, Rotarians are bettering this world around us with each of these amazing movements. What have you done? What will you do to change this world around you? I encourage you to find the one thing that motivates you to create a change, to desperately desire to do better, to want to be better, the one thing that will literally sweep the nation off of its feet. Like Dr. Rick Rigsby urged, find your broom. Whenever you walk out of this room today, stop. Look around. Take a deep breath. This is your world. This is our world. I will leave you all today with the inspiring words of Margaret Mead. Never doubt a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Thank you.
Meadows Health is much more than a hospital. We're heart attack stoppers and fitness jump starters. We're cancer fighters and patient huggers. We're a surgery center and an up-all-night center. We're a devoted group of primary care and specialty physicians, all in one advanced, comprehensive, and close-to-home health system. Far more than a medical center, we're Meadows Health, and we're here for you in Vidalia.
It was the summer of 2017 when I saw my life flash before my eyes. However, I knew that I was not ready to die. I could feel God's touch on my shoulder as if He was assuring me that I was not alone. I could hear my mother's cry as if she were at my funeral. I could taste the salty tears that ran down my face as I lay in the back of an ambulance truck, and I could smell the hospital rooms before my arrival. They smelled like rubber gloves. I could see my life flash before my eyes. However, this time, it was different. I remember being bullied. Well, actually, I have always been bullied, but as I got older and as I went through different stages in my life, somehow the bullying just seemed to get much worse. It was literally an everyday thing. It went from school to social media, and eventually I was even bullied in public. You see, when you're a victim of being bullied, you're always trying to find some sort of escape, and my escape was simply praying. But I tell you the truth, I was all prayed out. In due course, I eventually found a new escape, which was suicide. Before my suicide attempt, I remember lying down on my floor with tears rolling out of my eyes and pill bottles in my hands, and in a weak voice, I began to doubt God, and I said, God, if you are real, please just rescue and save me. I began to think about the decision that I was about to make, but I knew that I could no longer go another day being bullied. I could no longer go another day being the target while he and she threw some of the most painful arrows at me. I was finished. I began to swallow pills and would not stop until I felt my body become weaker than what it already was. And there I laid, shaking, breathing heavily, closing my eyes as if I knew there were no tomorrow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The paramedics are bursting into my room. My mother is screaming my name. I am being rushed to the hospital. I arrive at the hospital. I am then transported to a different hospital, and from there on, a different hospital. But you see, in the process, I could have died, but God loved me so much that he sent his son to die so that I would not have to. It was the summer of 2017 when I saw my life flash before my eyes. However, God's love for me would not allow me to die. I remember after my suicide attempt, I encountered his love. And you know what they say, once you encounter God's love for you, you're never the same because his love changes us. But sadly, some were in my shoes. They did not encounter love. They did not live. That girl should not have killed herself because her peers exposed her on the internet. That boy should not have killed himself because his peers bullied him for being less fortunate. And me, I should not have wanted to kill myself because I was being bullied for just being me. But you see, because the world lacks love, bullying happens. Suicides happen, school shootings happen, rapes, they happen, robberies happen. Until we learn to show love, we cannot make a difference. Love is the root of all things. You want to know why there's so much chaos in the world? It's simply because there is no love. That is all it takes, not the money. We don't have to spend money on businesses and organizations that will be gone 5 years later from now. It is just simply love. Just smile more. Just wave at her. Be more patient. Be slow to anger. Be helpful. That's all it takes. Therefore, I want to leave you with this. If we just learn to love and act in love, with love, we can and we will make a difference.
Making a difference. Can we make a difference without finding solutions to problems? Is there some formula that people use to solve problems? Of course not. People use their past experiences, passions, and values to create innovative solutions. During my childhood, I traveled to conventions with my grandfather and the city council, where I learned about city problems and how the council planned to solve those problems. During a Hobie seminar, I learned how to make positive changes when I participated in a leadership activity to address the problem of prejudice. I felt frustrated because I failed to hear a viable solution to eradicate prejudice. This experience challenged me to look at ways that Rotarians solved problems. Rotarians have taken progressive action. Suppose we imagine the Rotarians as owners of a treasure chest in which they place their valuables when they make a difference and invest in others to promote peace, encourage education, and provide clean water. One valuable treasure is peace. Rotarians realize the urgent need to promote peace after millions of people gathered in New York City to demonstrate the need for a nuclear freeze between the United States and the Soviet Union. In 1996, Rotary created Rotary Peace Centers to educate Rotarians about conflict resolution and culture appreciation. Rotarians have always focused on the promotion of good fellowship to make a difference in how people think and respond, to create peace. Just as Rotarians value peace, Americans know the value of peace also. Although Americans had fought wars on foreign lands, we never considered that we would be attacked on our own soil. Unfortunately, all Americans felt the imminent and real threat of insecurity following the attack on the Twin Towers. Rotarians work tirelessly to ensure and promote peace, as do American leaders. Education is another valuable treasure which Rotary uses to make a difference. In 1985, Rotary created basic literacy programs. In 2004, Rotarians in Brazil established the school EduCafe because before the school opened, 80% of local children had not attended school or received regular meals. Many clubs continue to donate dictionaries to community schools. Would you believe the excitement on a child's face when he receives his very own dictionary? Education makes a tangible difference. Providing clean water is the most important treasure of Rotary International. Do you know that 783 million people fail to have access to clean water? And that 1,000 children die daily from diseases caused by unsafe water? Imagine you have not drunk anything in 12 hours. Think how parched and dry your mouth feels, how your throat burns for liquid. Remember how the water soothed your mouth and quenched your thirst in the first few sips of water. Because of Rotary clubs, 23 million people now have clean water. Indeed, clean water truly improves quality of life. When Rotarians utilize their treasures, they teach others what is truly valuable: peace, education, and clean water. Rotarians have been valuable and responsible keepers of their treasure chest. Are we carrying on this tradition by placing truly valuable things into our treasure chest to make a difference?
For your tax return this year, call the reliable tax professionals at C&L Tax and Accounting Service.
Hi, I'm Brenda Chang. Come see us this year at C&L Tax and Accounting, where you can get your maximum refund.
Brenda Chain and her staff are trusted income tax preparers who take the time to give you good quality tax advice.
Come see us this year, where we're offering up to $2,500 in cash advance loans.
C&L Tax and Accounting Service is located on Madison Street in Dublin.
The results were so tight. The top two winners were only 1 point, the top two were 1 point apart, and the spread amongst all four speakers was only like 9 points. So it's a very tight race. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the third runner-up. The third runner-up is Salenta Stanley. The second runner-up is Haley Bauk. The first runner-up is Sydney Stevens. Our winner this year is Bria Bailey.